Warning: the following presentation is controversial and may be offensive to some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
This is the Honey Badger, and Honey Badger don't give a shit. In just a second, I'm going to show you how this Honey Badger is going to help you nail that girl who says she just wants to be friends, and have her think it was her idea to have sex with you. Watch this video until the end to discover how you can finally hook up with the one girl who you've always wanted, but have never been able to get until now. Just a fair bit of warning. I do not know how long this video will be online. This video is not what you expect, and women everywhere won't want you to know this controversial technique. So watch this now while it's still online, and before they force me to take it down. Now, you may think you've seen and heard it all when it comes to women, yet I can guarantee that you have never seen this unusual technique before. This is entirely different, and no one knows about it yet. So, make sure you watch this video now, so that you can get an unfair advantage over other guys who don't know it, and prepare to be shocked by what I revealed to you today. And remember, if you have a female friend in your life who only sees you as her good friend, or worse, she treats you like a brother, with what I'm sharing, you will finally be able to get her into bed and have her think it was her idea. See, I know how you feel when she walks in the room. I know that this is the one hot chick who's been driving you nuts, the one who causes your brain to overload and your stomach to flip whenever you hear her voice, smell her perfume, or even sense her nearby. I know that being her friend is a living hell, because you have to watch her go out with other guys who you despise, and those guys secretly look down on you for not being able to get her too. At first, they might see you as a threat, but when she reassures them that you're just like a brother, they go home and laugh their asses off. Wouldn't it be nice to let those clueless bastards see you and her together? You bet. So, keep watching because I'm going to show you exactly how. Wouldn't you like to finally see what she looks like naked? Wouldn't you be happier if you could just find a way to make her yours? Wouldn't you like to know you could have her as your loyal girlfriend if you wanted to? I'm willing to bet you do, and that's why you're going to love what I'm about to show you. First, I need to tell you a story. It's a story that I'm pretty embarrassed to share, yet it's one you absolutely need to hear because it will reveal more to you about hooking up with a girl who says she just wants to be friends than anything else I know. Deal? Now, I didn't always understand what triggers attraction in women. I wasn't always secretly sought out by men all over the world to help them attract the women of their dreams. And I certainly wasn't dating the woman of my dreams like I am today. In fact, far from it. Actually, I was a clueless chump when it came to women. I remember the moment when I decided I couldn't take it anymore. I'm going to share this story with you now, even though it's really embarrassing, but it's vital to your success. You need to understand how desperate and clueless I was before I discovered the technique I'm going to share with you today. This technique allows me to attract her and have her think it was her idea. I remember it was a Sunday evening in late January, and I was on the phone with the girl I was completely obsessed with. And the reason I remember this is going to be crystal clear in just a moment. Normally, I would have been watching The Simpsons, but for this girl, I was willing to drop everything. After months of me fantasizing about her, wishing I could have her, and bending over backwards for her, I finally couldn't take it anymore. And I told her how I felt. Now, I was stuck sitting on my bed, holding my phone and waiting in a silent panic for her response. That moment felt like I was waiting forever. And during that moment of sheer torture, a thought flashed through my mind. Why do I have to suffer like this when other men had her at the drop of a hat? I started to remember all the sacrifices I'd made and the things I'd done for her, how he had picked up extra hours at work just to buy her that cell phone she always wanted for her birthday. Once, she wanted me to pick her up from her boyfriend's apartment because they were fighting. I dragged myself out of bed even though it was 3 in the morning. There was even a time I thought we were actually going to hook up. She asked me to buy her some condoms and come over because she said she was too embarrassed to get them at the store. I almost got into a car accident driving to her place in eager anticipation to finally get what I had been waiting for. And when I got to her place, my heart immediately sank. Standing at the door was some guy. She happily ran over to my car, gave me a kiss on the cheek through the window, and after thanking me for saving the day, grabbed the condoms and ran back to him saying, "Eric, you're the best. Let's go to a movie later. I'll call you." But despite all this, as far as I was concerned, we were meant to be together. She loved my sense of humor. We had great conversations, and we were always together. Well, almost always. The only time she wasn't with me was when she was with some jerk who was no good for her. But at this moment, on this Sunday night, she was single, and the timing was perfect. Valentine's Day was coming up, and I wanted to take her on a real date. This was finally my chance to make my move. And in that floating, dreamlike silence, after I popped the question, my stomach turned. I literally felt sick. I had extended myself so much already to just try and spark some kind of attraction with her, but no matter what, I never seemed to attract her as a man. In fact, at my lowest moment, I literally didn't feel like a man anymore. I'm serious. There was a point where I wanted her attention so desperately, I literally disgraced myself as a man. She said she thought goth guys were hot. So one day, I actually let her put makeup on my face. My hope was that she'd see me dressed up all goth-like and it would trigger some attraction in her. But I ended up walking around looking like a girly man. Some guys laughed at me and thought I was trying to dress as a prostitute. And if that wasn't humiliating enough, my night ended at 12:30 a.m. with only a hug and a kiss on the cheek while she hurried off to visit a new guy friend. As I walked home alone with the makeup still on, I thought to myself, this is how she sees me. I'm no better than a girlfriend to her. I had become a penisless Ken doll that she played with. And I was a helpless slave to her, ready to do anything she wanted just to win her heart. I started to think to myself, why did she go off and have sex with a jerk who doesn't even care about her when she could be with a nice guy like me? Why is it that she likes to hang out with me but never wants to sleep with me? I remember a time where she would invite over a guy she barely knew and she'd make out with him right in front of me. I was so helplessly in love with this girl that it tore my heart in half to see this happen again and again. But I just couldn't rip myself away. I had to have her. I snapped myself out of my spiraling thoughts when she finally spoke. I was going to have my answer. Eric, you know I love you. You know I would do anything for you. But I just don't have those feelings for you. I felt like I was going to throw up. You're a really great guy, and you're going to make some girl really happy, but I'm just not attracted to you in that way. I was dizzy. I felt like my world was collapsing around me. Was there something wrong with me? How many times had she complained about how lonely she was? I was always sitting right there in front of her, wishing I could have her. It was like a plate of delicious food sitting in front of a person who's starving and complaining that nobody wants to eat it. It was ridiculous and unfair. It was a huge tease, and I'd never been so frustrated. You're like a brother to me, and I love you, but just as a friend. I couldn't even hear her anymore. Her words were just echoes in my head at that point. This was my nightmare come to life. And just when I thought it couldn't get any worse, she dropped the ultimate bomb. Actually, I wanted to talk to you about Valentine's Day because I really wanted to go out with your friend Pete. Wait, stop for a second. Pete? My friend Pete? Pete was one of my buddies. Not my best friend or anything, but a good buddy. And she had only met Pete a week ago. Moreover, Pete wasn't exactly the most attractive guy. He didn't seem to have anything I didn't. At that moment, I felt completely alone. Was everyone getting laid but me? This was when my heartbreak turned into uncontrollable anger and bitterness. I thought, how could she choose a friend of mine over me? How could she do this to me after everything I'd done for her? I was desperate for her to feel that kind of attraction to me too. But I simply didn't know how to make that happen. So I guarantee when I tell you I hit rock bottom, my rock bottom was really as bad as it gets. But you know what? Looking back on it now, I'm grateful for what happened with her. That one day caused my entire life with women to change. Because that day, I decided that as long as I was alive, I was going to figure out how to make women attracted to me. I was going to be like the honey badger and get what I wanted. There was no way I would ever let myself be so helpless, desperate, and out of control ever again. I vowed to read every book on female psychology, watch every course, and figure out what really attracts women or die trying. Seriously, this became my life's obsession. I just couldn't feel right until I knew I had the answer. I read everything I could get my hands on. I devoted all my free time to find out what really works and started modeling any successful guys I could find. I spent countless hours testing theories to try and crack the code, but I still wasn't getting the results I wanted. A lot of techniques were weird too, and I embarrassed myself on many occasions. One night, after getting fed up, I decided to piece together everything I had learned and try a completely new strategy. The results shocked me when I woke up in bed next to a girl who repeatedly swore we could only be friends. I knew I was onto something. Had I discovered a totally new approach to attracting women by accident? The best part was when I started using it, she thought it was her idea. Keep watching because I'm going to show you exactly how you can do this too. I didn't believe it at first, but this accidental discovery allowed me to trigger real attraction without a lot of effort, without selling my soul, and without humiliating myself in the process. Not only did I figure out how to create attraction in the woman I want and keep them hooked on me, they all thought hooking up with me was their idea. I figured out how to do it in a way women love, appreciate, and have them chasing me. The secret is almost laughably simple, and frankly, I could have saved myself years of pain and suffering if I had just figured it out at the beginning. But it works. It works for me, and I shared it with a few of my close friends, and they were blown away with how well it worked for them too. The good news for you is this. I'll share my shocking discovery with you in just a moment, so keep watching. I've learned a lot from this experience. Look, I'm not a magazine fitness model, I've never earned millions of dollars, and I certainly don't have horse-sized genitals, though I wish I did. I'm an average guy in every sense, looks, height, and income. In fact, the only special thing about me was that my painful experience drove me to figure out the secret that I'm about to share with you. Even though it took me years to discover this ultimate secret, in just a few short minutes, you're going to have the power to trigger attraction and have her think it was her idea. Just keep watching and follow my simple directions. This ultimate secret is a system that finally allows guys like you and me to have women respond to us like we were their ideal fantasy man. I'm talking about raw sexual attraction, and have them chasing us and begging for our attention, all while thinking it was their idea. The attraction triggers that I'm about to show you are so powerful that I've become one of those guys. You know, the kind you look at and think, how the hell did he get with that girl? Is he a drug dealer? Is he a millionaire? Is he genetically gifted down there? Nope. Little do they know, I wasted well over a decade and a half before I discovered the secret. Obviously, going from a guy who was virtually invisible to women to becoming a guy that women lustfully pursue changed my life. And I will cover exactly what I changed to make this miracle occur in just a moment, so keep watching. First, I need to give you a critical dose of the reality of what women really want and respond to. I need you to understand the real problem before I can explain the solution. The real reason you are getting stuck in the friend zone, and it will surprise you, because it's one thing that's been holding you back from being the man that sparks real attraction in her, and the reason why so many guys like us waste years of time and energy doing the wrong thing, while other guys don't even seem to have to lift a finger. The fact is, the majority of men never had a good role model for what naturally and effortlessly attracts women. I'm lucky enough to have parents that stayed together. Even though my parents had a good relationship, they were already comfortable. That is, I never had an example of my father or any of the male role models in my family dating. And my guy friends, forget it. My buddies growing up were great if you wanted someone to play video games with, but when it came to dating, they were just as bad as I was. And since I didn't have any good role models for attracting women, I fell victim to the big lie. Here comes big tip number 1. What's the big lie? Well, the big lie is a widespread cultural misunderstanding of what really attracts women. And it's crammed down our throats every day by TV shows, advertising, music, and movies. Now, yes, you know better than to believe what you see on TV, but I'm here to let you know that what you see on TV is not just fake, it's dangerous. Nearly every TV show and movie shows some hapless loser ending up with a beautiful babe at the end of the story. Every love song has a guy singing about how desperate and helpless he is. The hidden message is that a guy in love is supposed to be desperate, helpless, and a bumbling loser. And then there's the biggest lie of all in movies, what I like to call the declaration of love scene, where some loser spends the whole movie secretly in love with the girl, acting like a chump. And then he finally tells her he loves her in a grand and dramatic way, and they ultimately end up together. I especially hate this lie since I've seen all sorts of guys get their hearts stomped on after trying it in real life. I know I did. Women in real life don't just all of a sudden realize that you were the perfect guy for them all along. In fact, her attraction for you isn't a logical decision at all. My point is that everything you see and hear from the media shows you exactly what doesn't work, and then they tell you it will work. Sometimes it makes me sad to see. Sometimes I laugh. Sometimes it infuriates me. But I'll give you the most important piece of why there's so much confusion around what really attracts women. Big tip number 2. Most guys, even guys who are somewhat successful with women, have no idea what the hell they're doing. Frankly, in their mind, they just feel like they got lucky. But on the outside, guys always like to look like they're in control, even when they're not. So, to add to the confusion, even guys who have a little bit of success with women might not understand what actually works. But they'll act like they do, and they'll start opening their mouth with opinions and advice. See, if you've never had the problem in the first place, you can't really explain how to fix it. So look, I spent years feeling like a total loser because I couldn't get a woman attracted to me. But honestly, it wasn't my fault. I didn't have a good role model. Everything in TV shows, music, and movies was a total misleading lie, and I couldn't even get reliable information from guys who did have a degree of success. It's no wonder it took me so long to figure it out. So if you feel stuck with understanding what really attracts women, or how to get out of the friend zone and have her attracted to you, or even have her be your girlfriend, then I'm here to tell you it's not your fault. It's not your fault that there's so much crap and confusion out there. I'm serious. There hasn't been good, reliable, realistic information out there on what really attracts women. It's either totally false, way too wimpy, way too weird, or way too offensive and obnoxious. See, I wanted desperately to attract the girl of my dreams, but I was scared I would have to change myself or turn into a jerk just to get women to like me. Quite frankly, I wasn't willing to be an asshole just to get women. And fortunately, what I discovered allows me to be a good guy and date the hottest women out there. I don't have to act like someone I'm not. I don't have to memorize bizarre things to say or cheesy pickup lines. I don't have to manipulate women or use creepy tactics to trick her into liking me, because what I discovered allows me to relax and enjoy my time with her, all while she grows more and more attracted to me and the thought of us being together, whether that means a relationship or something more quick and casual. Big tip number 3. It's been said, that which you chase retreats. You must be the object of desire. You must be the man that she wants to possess. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how to easily and quickly do that in just a minute. Most men make the mistake of showing a woman how much they want her because they think that will make her more attracted to them. The truth is, it's far more sexy to a woman to wonder if you're attracted to her than to know that she has you already. But Hollywood and music would lead you to believe that if she's not responding, then you should just chase her harder, better, louder. The big lie tries to trick you into thinking that desperation is love. It has you believe that if a woman isn't returning your affections, you should pursue her harder because it's meant to be. It's really a sick lie, and it's not your fault if you haven't gotten results because of it. Big tip number 4. What I've found out is that women are attracted to men who send certain signals and hit certain triggers within her. This is completely under the surface and invisible to almost all men. But it is the difference between a woman wanting to pounce on you and tear your clothes off and a woman saying those 7 devastating words. I like you just as a friend. And I'm going to show you exactly how to make sure this never happens. I'll go into specifics on how to get her attracted to you and think it was her idea in just a second. So by all means, keep watching. First, you absolutely need to know what you must avoid if you want to get that girl. Actually, this might surprise you. Big tip number 5. Most guys believe that doing the following would kill their chances to get the girl, when in fact what they're doing to get the girl right now is what's actually destroying her attraction for them. And if you're making this mistake now, you can be sure it's preventing her attraction for you. Now, don't worry, because when you start using the attraction triggers I'm going to show you, she'll become wildly attracted, even if she wasn't before. Look, you've been trying to attract her and win her affection, and look where it's gotten you, right in the friend zone. I don't mean to sound like a jerk, but what you're doing isn't working. So rather than forcing what isn't working harder, I'm telling you to get off that sinking ship, and I'm about to teach you an incredibly powerful secret that will attract women to you. The secret is a psychological principle called attraction investment. Attraction investment is how much effort one person has put into the other person. As humans, we tend to think that if we do something for the other person, they will like us more. The truth is, the more we do for them, the more we end up liking them. That's attraction investment in action. And if you were like I was, then you've probably been pumping tons of time and energy into pleasing the girl, which is actually only making you more desperately attracted to her. Worse, when I was chasing my female friend hard, I would actually stop her from doing things for me. I thought I was being polite and scoring points with her by asking her not to do favors for me, but I was actually blocking her chances to become more attracted to me. Currently, she likes you, but she feels no attraction for you. And yet, you keep trying to force her to feel that attraction. Things can be a lot easier, and I'm going to tell you exactly how to trigger her attraction in just a moment. When you trigger her attraction, she starts behaving very differently. Just picture it. There you are, having the girl do more and more things for you, things to please you and make you happy. And all the meanwhile, she's becoming more and more attracted to you. You get to feel like a king and have her more attracted to you every step of the way. Isn't that an awesome thing to imagine? Her working to please you and having her think it was her idea? At that point, feel free to give to her as generously and freely as you want. But don't you dare deny her the opportunity to put effort into pleasing you and investing in you. This is part of a powerful attraction trigger called reaching. More on that in just a moment. Big tip number 6. Now, how would you like to not only understand what attracts women to you, but be able to push all the right buttons inside her simply by being yourself and following a few super simple rules that most men don't know and nobody is talking about? I'm talking about automatic attraction. That's when women immediately feel that rush of attraction for you, even if they barely know you, even if you don't have the traditional attractive traits like a great job, popularity, or a great body. You don't need youth or good looks either. When you understand exactly how to trigger her attraction programming, you don't need any of that surface crap to attract her. In fact, this attraction technique can give you an unfair advantage over the incredibly handsome, Ferrari-driving, ultra-rich guys who don't know about this, because it works on deeply programmed female psychology that most men don't understand or even know about. To understand this technique, all you need to do is think about how you feel attraction to a hot woman. Stop and imagine a super hot woman. I'm serious. Stop and imagine her now. Exactly the type you like physically. She's got exactly the sexy body type you like, the legs, the boobs, the butt, exactly the beautiful face and hair you like, and she's wearing exactly the kind of outfit you think is hot, or maybe she's not even wearing it at all. As you picture this and see that image in your mind, you might notice the feeling of attraction you have towards her image. See, you never had to learn how to feel this attraction to a hot-looking woman. There was never a day when you were going through puberty where you chose what type of woman you found the hottest. It is programmed in you. You didn't choose it. Well, guess what? Women are also programmed to feel that kind of attraction too. Only for women, the trigger is different. And it has nothing to do with your looks, nothing to do with your income, and nothing to do with your age. For us guys, we feel immediate sexual attraction towards a woman with a hot body. Women are attracted to a completely different trigger. But when you know this trigger, then she feels an attraction to you that is beyond her control, and every bit as powerful as the type of attraction you feel when you're incredibly turned on. The best part is, she'll think it was all her idea. I used to think that women just don't experience powerful attraction the way that men do. What I uncovered is that women are every bit as powerless to feeling sexual lust for a man. But because a woman's triggers are different than a man's, and because society refuses to talk about what truly attracts women, most men are completely clueless when it comes to generating attraction in women. I know I was. Big tip number 7. When you understand how women experience attraction, you can trigger it in her with almost no effort. The best way to think about how women experience attraction is to think about the last time you had a gut feeling or a hunch about someone or something. You didn't know exactly why you had that gut instinct, but something inside you picked up on tiny clues subconsciously, and you just had a feeling. This hunch feeling is very similar to how attraction works for women. Women are subconsciously wired by nature to pick up on certain signals that you can send out. Again, this is all programmed by nature and is beyond a woman's control. When you know how to send the right signals to her system, she feels an attraction so powerful that she can't help herself. Her body craves to have that man sexually and emotionally. Despite all logic, when her attraction system is triggered, she feels compelled to lust for that man. Even if she knows he's a jerk, even if she knows he's not trustworthy, even if she knows he's not a good match. That's how powerful sending the right signals is to trigger a woman's attraction mechanism. Attraction is programmed in all of us to overpower our logic and reasoning. Just think about all the crazy things you've done when you were attracted to a woman. Now, the good news is, you don't have to be a bad guy at all, nor do I want you to be. When you understand how to trigger a woman's natural attraction mechanism, you can be a good guy and have her lusting for you. You don't have to be a jerk or a badass, and you'll never have to bend over backwards trying endlessly to please her. You'll simply live your life how you want to live it. And when it comes to turning a woman on, you'll know exactly what buttons to push. And since you'll finally be on target, turning a woman on won't even be something you have to think about. It will just happen automatically. And here's where you really need to pay attention. Big tip number 8. Here comes the key secret to turning the tables and sparking her attraction for you. Warning, without the following piece of the puzzle, you will not be able to create the type of attraction I'm talking about. This is the tip that explains the foundation you must have if you want to enjoy receiving that automatic attraction from women I just described, all while doing virtually no work, effort, or chasing to get her. This tip actually turns the tables for the whole game, so the women you want are chasing and pursuing you. This removes all the confusion, all the frustration, and all the heartache from the equation, because this attraction trigger puts her in the hot seat to please and pleasure you. This is the core element to my system to make her chase and lust for you and think it was her idea. Here's how it works. In any attraction, there's always one person pursuing the other. One person sits back and decides whether or not they want the other person. This person is called the selector. Sounds simple enough. What you might not realize is the selector holds all the power in an attraction and relationship. So if you want to determine how an attraction plays out, you must be the selector. Now, back in the day, I actually believed that only women could be the selector. But the truth is, there's a psychological tactic that can make her treat you as the selector. And once she does, she'll be the one bending over backwards to please you. The problem is, the average guy simply starts chasing her when he feels attracted to her. And ironically, chasing the woman actually kills her attraction for the man, since selectors don't chase people. Selectors give women the opportunity to pursue them and win them over. And as a result, women invest themselves into pleasing men who are doing this. I'm sure you've heard or seen at least one woman when she's hung up on a guy. She's chasing him and doing whatever she can to win him over. The only reason she's displaying those behaviors is because he triggered her attraction for him, and she now sees him in the role of the selector. Now, in my situation with my female friend, she was completely the selector. I was chasing and chasing her, growing more and more obsessed and invested in her. And the more I pursued her, the less power I had to actually get her. This was a huge mistake on my part. Instead, she needs to see you as the selector. However, for this to work, you need to make sure you're triggering her natural attraction mechanism. The best part is that you can do all this in a way that feels great to her. You don't need to be arrogant, manipulative, or mean. In fact, she'll enjoy your presence and respect you. When you use these natural triggers, she sees you as a sexual being, not her best buddy and certainly not her friggin' therapist. All of a sudden, she'll treat you very different. Oh, sure, my female friends still call me up, but now, instead of calling me to tell me about their guy problems, they call me up in the middle of the night demanding that I come over and jump into bed with them. I'm no longer the guy whose shoulder they cry on when they're feeling lonely. I'm the guy who they call up when they want to hook up. Why am I so sure these triggers will work to getting her into bed? The answer is simple. I've done it over and over and over again. I've taken women who flat out told me they could never see themselves dating me, and I've gotten them into bed. And I didn't just sleep with them once either. Once we had sex the first time, she would realize what she'd been missing all this time. Suddenly, I started getting calls all the time. And the best part is, they all thought it was their idea to hook up. It had nothing to do with my looks either. Listen, I'm not hung like a horse, and I'm a pretty average-looking guy with a pot belly, I might add. If I can do this, you can definitely do this. Even though my looks gave me a disadvantage, I still figured out how to make it happen anyway, and I'm confident that I can teach you how to do it too. At this point, you might be saying to yourself, but how do I know she'd even want to sleep with me? The answer's simple. She'd love to be with you because you know her best. Look, she's starving for a guy who can offer the best of both worlds. She wants a guy who really understands her, someone who knows her inside and out and who will appreciate her when she gives herself to him. That's you. She also wants a guy who finds her attractive and who she can feel comfortable sleeping with whenever she wants. That's you. The truth is, she's probably very open to the idea of being intimate with you, but there are just some things getting in the way that you're unaware of. I'm going to show you quick and easy ways to remove those roadblocks and a simple way of triggering her to lust for you and think it was her idea. Think about all the idiots she's dated in the past. Haven't you seen her date the wrong type of guy over and over again? Aren't you sick of watching her waste time with guys who could care less about her? Don't you think that she'd rather sleep with someone who actually likes her a little bit instead of wasting time with jerks? Okay, that was a lot to cover, and you may be feeling a bit overwhelmed or confused, and that's okay. Basically, this means you have two options on where you go from here. Choice one, take the information in this presentation and try to go at it alone. And who knows, you may see some success if you took really careful notes. Or there's choice two, the massively accelerated choice. This is the quickest, easiest, and most efficient way to have her lust for you and think it was her idea. Let me do the work for you. And, I already have. Why start from scratch and try to reinvent the wheel when I've laid out your exact step-by-step blueprint for success already? One that's been tested for years, one that's responsible for countless thousands of men of all ages getting the girl and having her think it was her idea at last without doing anything weird. Here's what the vast majority of our successful men choose. I'm Eric Edgemont, creator of the Friends into Lovers system. The Friends into Lovers system is the only proven technique to nail that girl who just wants to be friends and have her think it was her idea to have sex with you. A true underground blueprint that reveals every single tip, tactic, and secret for turning your female friend into your eager lover. Guaranteed. This radically simple system will work for you, even if you think you're too old, don't have all your hair, are not in the best shape of your life, not social or popular, don't have an impressive job, don't drive a top-of-the-line sports car, are not tall, good-looking, or don't have a six-pack, are a different race than her, or even if she's rejected you before, even if you think you've tried everything. Now let me tell you what the Friends into Lovers system is not, just so you know exactly what you're about to experience. You do not have to create a grand moment where you tell her your feelings. You do not have to memorize a bunch of stupid lines. You won't be taking advice from a woman telling you to just be yourself or just be confident. You don't need to drive a fancy car or have lots of money. This secret works even better if you're dead broke. You do not have to be tall, rich, or famous. You do not have to be sneaky or manipulative or do anything weird or creepy. This is not some swallow the magic pill solution that promises something silly. Like say these 3 words to her and she'll drop her soaking wet panties in 3 seconds or something ridiculous like that. You've been lied to enough. It's time for a solution that works without the gimmicks. Rather, the Friends into Lovers system is a result of over 15 years of study and analyzing the triggers women automatically respond to subconsciously, as well as looking at the real reasons behind men's failures and revealing the answers to the age-old question of what women really want and respond to. And now, starting today, you can use these triggers to finally get that one girl you've always wanted but have never been able to get until now. These triggers I've uncovered give you the freedom to change your love life forever and automatically attract the one girl that you've always wanted. You finally get complete power and choice in your love life. Never feel confused or that you're missing out again. Before we go any further, it's only fair that I be absolutely 100% honest with you. If you're looking for that magic pill, or if you want just another say these 3 words and she'll drop to her knees and worship your manhood trick, or some other plan that you already know will never, ever work for you, then leave this page now. This is only for guys who don't want to look like a fool or do anything weird. In short, there are no easy answers, yet I've made hooking up with that girl you've always wanted as easy as it can get. So if you're wanting the real answer to attraction, then here's what you can expect. If you want to, have her call you in the middle of the night demanding that you come over and jump into bed with her instead of calling you about her guy problems. If you no longer want to be the guy whose shoulder she cries on when she's feeling lonely instead of crying out your name in ecstasy, naked in your bed, and thinking it was her idea to hook up with you. The Friends into Lovers system isn't just a system for you, it is the only system for you. It is the only system that will get the two of you together and have her think it was her idea. Here's a letter from Luke, who said, "I'm an old guy and I'm balding. I got my confidence back and started sleeping with my female friend who's in her 20s. Here's another letter from Danny, who used this system and said, "She went from no sex to her loving sex with me. We've even had talks about getting married." Here's a letter from Paul where he says, "I feel like I have Jedi powers now. After going through your course one night, I ended up sleeping with her and her roommate." Another letter comes from Kevin, who says, "I was skeptical, but now not only did it work, now she's obsessed with me." Let's take a look at what you will receive inside your copy of the Friends into Lovers system. An easy-to-follow template for what to say to her. Use this and you'll know exactly what to say when you decide that it's time for the two of you to finally be together. 2 dead giveaway signs that will tell you if she's interested in being with you or not. Hint, she's hoping that you'll pick up on these. Hint, she's been hoping that you'll pick up on these for a long time, and you've just never noticed. The single biggest mistake guys make when it comes to figuring out what kind of guy she's really attracted to, and why knowing this can unlock the mystery of whether or not she'll want to be in a relationship with you. 5 ways to transform yourself into a new man, someone she barely recognizes and yet is irresistibly attracted to. Number 5 will shock you and leave you shaking your head, wondering why you didn't think of this before. The single most attractive quality you can possess that will make her crave you. Hint, you already have this quality. You just need to learn the secret revealed in CD12 in order to make her notice it. 3 things you must do after she says yes to being your girlfriend that seal the deal and make her jump for joy and wonder why she didn't realize how great you were before. How to transform yourself into a babe-attracting magnet just by making one simple shift to what you're already doing. If you could just imagine how she'll lust for you when she sees that other women are noticing you as well. The single biggest mistake you can make when you tell her you want to be with her, and why she'll run in the opposite direction if you do this one thing. Hint, it has nothing to do with what you actually say to her. The secret of the balance beam and how you can use it to radiate unstoppable levels of confidence before you tell her how you feel. Hint, this one thing will really tip the skills in your favor and instantly make you more attractive than any other guy in her life. Revealed, how to get that special first kiss from her easily by using a technique that works every single time, guaranteed. 5 huge mistakes you're already making that will make her not want to be your girlfriend, and why correcting these simple errors is like putting a rocket booster on her level of attraction for you. Check CD number 2 to find out what you're doing that's keeping her from being interested in you. The one thing you must never say to her after she agrees to be your girlfriend. A master's level trick for getting physical with her that will drive her wild with both surprise and excitement. She'll finally realize what she's been missing all this time when you do this. How a square peg can show you whether or not you should try to be in a relationship with her. Make sure you know this before you make your move. The secret of being the selector and how you can use it to make her and every other woman chase you. How a covert psychological tactic can transform you into a rejection-proof chick magnet that every woman wants to be with. How to tell if you can provide the qualities that she's looking for in a man. Hint, asking her what she wants in a guy doesn't work, but this does. A sneaky tactic that will cause her powerful subconscious mind to start viewing you as a potential lover. And all you have to do is make one simple change to the way you're already talking to her. 3 ways you can say it without saying it. If you're too nervous to have a verbal conversation with her, use one of these methods instead. She'll get the message loud and clear, and she'll melt when she sees the extra effort you've made to show her how you feel. 8 magic words you can say if she says no that will completely shock her and make her wonder if she made the wrong choice. How to never worry about saying the right thing when you trigger her powerful emotional hot buttons. She'll be so turned on, she'll practically rip her clothes off and you won't have to worry about talking, and so much more. Wow, all that? Actually, yes. When you see with your own eyes how differently she responds to you the moment you start using these tools, you'll be convinced. Also, here's another unexpected side benefit. Don't be surprised if women start paying more attention to you wherever you go. It's an interesting side benefit of having the unstoppable confidence that comes from finally getting the girl who's always slipped away. Now, I realize you might be skeptical. You might even be saying to yourself, that sounds great, but are you sure this thing will work for me? Absolutely. All you have to do is use the tools I give you in this easy-to-follow system, and you'll have the best possible chance at making her yours. Once you follow the simple instructions in this system, you'll be able to finally get that girl in a matter of days. You won't have to wait weeks or months. Haven't you waited long enough already? And what if you have feelings for this girl and you want to start a relationship with her? You can do that too. Look, I've been there, and I know how you feel. I understand that you have really strong feelings for this girl, and that what you really want is to make her your loyal girlfriend, maybe even your wife. I know that you're sick and tired of watching her get hurt while dating one jerk after another. You know she deserves better than those guys who really don't appreciate her for all she has to offer. And you do appreciate her. And you just need a way to let her know that. You need a way to make her see that you're the guy who's always been there for her, that you really know what's best for her, that you're the guy who knows her better than she knows herself. I know you're sick and tired of sitting in the corner while she dates guys who are half the man you are. You know that those guys can't possibly offer her the love and compassion that you can. I know that deep down you really wish you could tell her how you feel, but it's always too awkward, and you don't want to screw it up. All you need is a little help making it happen, and that's where I come in. Whether you want to start a quality relationship with that one special girl, or you want to use these tools to finally get her into bed, the information contained in this life-changing system will show you how to make it happen. And I guarantee that, regardless of how much experience you have with women, you will be able to make it happen. At this point, you're probably thinking, wow, this sounds great, Eric. How much does it cost? Well, you may believe that a system that can do this much for you would cost a pretty penny. And in all honesty, it really should. After all, this system has helped thousands of guys just like you attract a woman and have her think it was her idea. I'll get to the price in just a moment. Listen, having the satisfaction and happiness from getting that one girl you've always wanted is a pretty big deal. And you really can't afford to try to figure this out on your own. Isn't that what you've been doing all this time? It doesn't work, does it? That's like trying to drive from one end of the country to the other. Sure, you could do it without any help, but you'd get there a hell of a lot faster if you just use a map. And that's what the system is. A proven, detailed, hold your hand the entire way roadmap that will show you exactly how to get that girl, regardless of whether you want her love or her naked body, or both. Look, you need to learn from someone who's already done what you want to do. I have done it many times. The price of the Friends into Lovers 18 CD system sold by itself is valued at $495. Yet, you're not just receiving the Friends into Lovers system today. Just for watching this presentation, I'd like to give you, free of charge, a couple of bonuses to help you attract and keep the woman of your dreams even faster. Free bonus number 1, how to make her fantasize about being with you. Special report. Retail price, $49.95, but for you, free. You'll discover 7 powerful tactics for making her fantasize about being with you when you're not around. If you can get her thinking about you on her own, she'll actually think it was her idea to get into bed with you in the first place. You'll discover how to make her obsess about you by using the accidental message technique. How a simple trip to the bookstore can get her fantasizing about having sex with you later that night. How to give her a preview of what it's like to be your loyal girlfriend so she can try it on and see how it fits. The funny thing is, when she starts seeing herself as your woman, she won't be able to stop seeing herself that way. An unusual technique to tell if she's interested just by going out to dinner with her and doing this one simple thing that she doesn't expect. Next, free bonus number 2, how to keep her interested in you. Special report. Retail value, $49.95, but for you, free. Next, you'll need to know what to do in order to keep her hot and keep her interested. You'll learn how to create a new relationship with her that's more exciting than any other one she's ever been in before, and a simple technique for rewriting history that'll cause her to feel like you have been lovers forever. How to transform yourself into an exciting new man right before her eyes without changing what she already loves about you. The one big mistake you can make after you two start sleeping together, and why avoiding it is absolutely critical to keeping her interested and lusting after you for as long as you want. Now, you can see why the Friends into Lovers system is valued at $495 even without the bonuses. This is a steal. And if you bought the system and the bonuses by themselves, your total investment today would be nearly $600. However, just for watching this presentation today, I have a much better deal coming your way. Just keep watching as it won't last much longer. Of course, you could choose to just continue on the path you're on right now and pay 10, 20, maybe even 100 times this much money in the near future in the form of wasting lots of money on things that don't actually attract women. My system not only saves you money, it will save you time. How much longer do you want to feel teased by women who just don't have those feelings for you? Wasting time and blowing your window of opportunity, taking shots in the dark, maybe even spending money on gifts and favors that don't get you anywhere, all while suffering heartache and frustration. Are you willing to gamble away your chance to get the girl while you still have time left? I wasted years suffering, and that isn't what I want for you. So let's make this a really easy decision, okay? As part of an extremely limited marketing test, I'm going to let you get your hands on this system at a deeply discounted price today. I feel you deserve to know why I'm about to offer you such a massive discount today. Frankly, I intend to make a ton of money selling this system. I'm in business after all, and there are extremely rich guys out there who would spend anything to have this problem solved for good. And I'm going to charge them a boatload of money. Probably $7,000 or more. They can afford it. Because these guys are very skeptical, in order to do that, I need a ton of success stories. And that's why I'm running a limited, deeply discounted marketing test so I can get success stories from as many guys as possible. That means that today, you will not be paying the retail value of the Friends into Lovers system and the bonuses. Not even close. So your investment today will not be $594.90. Not even $499.95. Not even $399.95. Your total investment today, which includes the Friends into Lovers system and all the bonuses you see above, is now only one payment of just $49.95. Listen, don't decide right now. Take advantage of my unconditional triple guarantee. Just try the Friends into Lovers system for yourself for a full 60 days. If you don't turn her into your eager lover within those 60 short days, or if you don't think you've learned anything useful or even like the sound of my voice on the CDs, or heck, you don't even need a reason, just send me an email and I'll happily refund every last penny. No questions, no hassle. Look below this video right now. Click on the orange button that says Add to Cart and claim your special discount right now. You'll join thousands of other men who finally got the girl they wanted. Plus, if you act now before this presentation ends, when you're one of the first 40 men to respond, I will toss in this one-of-a-kind super bonus worth over $97. The Red Dragon Attraction Technique, my top secret technique that gives you an unfair advantage over other men. This is the exact technique I taught to a balding man in his mid-40s who only minutes later used it to attract a hot blonde college girl and take her home on the very same night. This is my most jealously guarded technique that I use all the time to make a woman uncontrollably lust for me. That brings your total retail value to over $691.90. Yet today, if you act now, it's all yours for just one payment of $49.95. Remember, it's not just a great bargain you're getting today. You'll finally be breaking free from the prison millions of men find themselves in, not being able to attract the woman they really want, being constantly teased and frustrated by women. And you'll be joining the select few privileged men who get to enjoy having the woman of your dreams on your terms. Click the orange button that says Add to Cart to claim your discounted price now. You'll be granted immediate access to everything, the Friends into Lovers system and all the bonuses, plus your top secret copy of the Red Dragon Attraction Technique worth $97 as a fast action bonus. When you're one of the first 40 who says yes as a special thank you just for taking immediate action today. Here's what will happen the moment you click the Add to Cart button below this video. First, you'll be taken to our 100% secure checkout page. It looks like what you'll see on the next slide. Next, fill out the secure order form and you'll be instantly taken to the members area. You'll be able to download the entire course and bonuses and start going through them in just a few minutes from now. And you'll be on your way to turning her into your eager lover. It's that simple. Remember, you've been treated as just a friend for far too long. And if you don't take action, the pain of being passed over and rejected will only lead to more despair, more frustration, and continued loneliness. Yet, all of this can change the moment you begin applying the instant success techniques in the Friends into Lovers system. Picture the moment she finally looks at you with the affection and respect she formerly reserved for other men. You feel alive, full of hope and optimism. You see your power as a man increasing today and every morning after. You are experiencing the love, affection, and life-changing results you deserve at long last. Look, it's been a rough and frustrating road so far, and up until today, it's largely been no fault of your own. And with so much confusion out there, it's unlikely any man would figure it out just on their own. However, today marks your day to take responsibility. You now have a clear path to put an end to your frustration and finally be able to attract her in the way you've always wanted. You can take immediate action with a simple step-by-step system that simply works. And unlike those phony solutions, this one is guaranteed to work. Try it first for 60 full days and turn her into your eager lover, or you pay absolutely nothing. Plus, you're always minutes away from an answer from our friendly support staff. Look below the video right now. Click the orange button that says Add to Cart to claim your discounted price now. You'll be granted immediate access to everything, the Friends into Lovers system, and all the bonuses. Plus, the Red Dragon Attraction Technique, my top secret technique that gives you an unfair advantage over other men. Retail $97. Yours free just for taking immediate action today. Immediately after your order, you need to download the course and start listening to the first CD, where I outline what's been preventing her attraction to you. I want to guarantee that you stop doing the things that will mess up your chances forever with her immediately. Remember, you'll be receiving the complete 18 downloadable audio CDs, Friends into Lovers system and manual. This is your easy-to-follow formula to nail that girl who says she just wants to be friends and have her think it was her idea. How to make her fantasize about being with you, how to keep her interested in you, and my super bonus, the Red Dragon Attraction Technique, my top secret technique that gives you an unfair advantage over other men. Do not put this off 1 second longer. Go ahead and click the Add to Cart button now. Here's why. First, there's no risk, so there's no reason at all not to jump on this offer, and this special discount deal is good when you act today. Once I've completed my marketing test, I'm going to raise the price back up to where it really deserves to be, so act right now before that happens. Don't let this chance to finally get that one girl you've always wanted pass you by. Also, you do not want to miss out on my super bonus, the Red Dragon Attraction Technique, that I'm giving away to the first 40 men who take action today. Only the first comers will be guaranteed access to it. Isn't this girl worth investing a few bucks in? How long have you been thinking about taking her into your bed? Months? Years? Aren't you tired of waiting? I promise that the very first time you feel her in your arms, the first time you see her completely naked, you will look back on this day and thank God that you found this system. And remember, if you're not happy with it for any reason, I will happily refund all your money. And let's not forget, unless you take action right now, today, you may never take action. Don't be one of those people who waits until it's too late and then wishes that he had acted. Just imagine if she goes and marries some guy who's no good for her and you lose out forever because you didn't act. Are you really willing to risk that? Do the only smart thing you can do. Take advantage of this limited time offer while you still can. Click the Add to Cart, orange, rectangular button below, and let's get you started now. If you're still watching, I bet you still have some questions. Here are some of the most common questions I get, and the answers to help you out. Will this work on my specific girl? Yes, every technique in this course targets hardwired attraction triggers and psychology that all women share. This means if she's a human girl, it will work on her, even if you're not her type, even if she's different than most other girls, even if she's emotionally reserved or distant, and even if she's rejected you before. Will this work if I'm old? Yes, amazingly, when you trigger attraction in women, her brain will actually create excuses about why she likes you so much, even if normally she would think you're too old or young for her. Have you ever noticed some of the crazy stuff men do when they are attracted to a woman, even if she isn't giving them the time of day? Will this work if I'm ugly or overweight or don't measure up physically? Absolutely, because what triggers a woman's attraction mechanism is programmed in by nature. You can bypass her screening process when you know how to trigger her, and then she can't help herself regardless of what you look like. Are you sure that doing this won't screw up my chances with her? Look, what you're doing right now isn't working. What I'm going to give you is a completely tested blueprint backed by female psychology, and it has been proven to work for countless other men, so it will work for you. Everything in the course is thoroughly explained, so you'll not only know what to do, but also understand exactly why it works. This means no more flying blind or taking shots in the dark, trying things that only might work. I'm so confident that this is the answer for you that I put my money where my mouth is. Remember, you'll be receiving the complete 18 downloadable audio CDs, Friends into Lovers system and manual. This is your easy-to-follow formula to nail that girl who says she just wants to be friends and have her think it was her idea. How to make her fantasize about being with you, how to keep her interested in you, and my super bonus, the Red Dragon Attraction Technique, my top secret technique that gives you an unfair advantage over other men. Click the Add to Cart orange rectangular button below and let's get you started now. Here's a letter from John, who said, I never had a girlfriend before, and now she asked me to be her boyfriend. Click the Add to Cart orange rectangular button below and let's get you started now. Even if you don't have any particular woman in mind right now, you will in the future, right? How great would it be to know that you can get any girl who you become friends with into your bedroom? That kind of authentic, powerful confidence is very attractive to women, and you're going to be one of the only guys around who has it. Click the Add to Cart orange rectangular button below, and let's get you started now.